your boy wrote this? Then you have your little dictionary definition, you know what I mean, with it, so that you can, you know, this and this doesn't match. So, like, what are we gonna do about this? Are you gonna dismiss, or are we gonna take this to court so I can embarrass you guys that you guys can't spell and see what they say? You know, on that day.
That's the way I was planning to go about it. Actually, yeah.
On that day.
Trust me.
Because there's nothing really that you can do when people start acting colorable.
Right.
Like there's nothing that you can do. They're gonna act colorable. It's just prepping ourselves for what type of colored activity are they really gonna be trying to do. Like how far are they willing to go? You know what I mean, for whatever it is they're saying that you did. You know what I mean? Like, just like we're saying, with my thing, they went as far as removing me from the court with everybody and gave me personal court. I had my own personal judge, personal prosecutor, you know what I mean? It was me, I think 5 other Moors there, and a couple of their little cronies. Because there was only 2 pews. Everybody else had to wait outside because the judge was like, I don't want nobody standing in here. Everybody should be sitting and all that type of stuff. Well, there's only 2 pews in here. Well, people got to leave, and then they were trying to get the Moors to leave, and so they can fill up the pews with their people. Yeah. Which is again dealing with the whole thing with the energy. Yep. You know what I mean? Because remember that you know we can, well, not even we. Black power people or whatever can play cracker and, you know what I mean, they're the devil and stuff like that. We know that these guys are Masons, they do their little rituals behind closed doors, so they know what the hell's up. You know what I mean? Like we said, there's been times when we went to court for people and walking in and you feel the difference in temperature outside and inside. You know that these guys are up to something. There's, you know, you're sitting there and judges mad at, you know, people doing whatever they do. But the bailiff is on the side and he just has the cuffs. Clink, 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 clink. The whole court. Clink, 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 clink. Just tapping cuffs the whole time. Right? When the Moors up there. Clink, 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 clink. Judge not saying nothing. Judge not quieting nobody down or nothing like that. Judge not telling bailiff, hey bailiff, you're disturbing the court doing that. No, because they have their Inquisition stuff that they do that we don't know about because, you know, we don't study and all that stuff. But they have these little tactics that they do to make sure that you're off when you go in there. Their point is to make you fall back into the Negro mindset by accident. Just because they know that we don't know what this guy's gonna come with. You know what I mean? We got a summons that says one name, and then the summons number, we got some other stuff that's saying totally different stuff that, you know, maybe he just went online and copied. Maybe he just, you know, maybe he studies with people. We really don't know, but you know, so we don't take our chances. We're gonna make sure that we put our little mechanisms in place to make sure that stuff doesn't really go how it's supposed to go. But don't, and also too, prep for the draining tactic, the energy drain. Okay. Get you there. What time's thing on that?
Not early morning.
Right.
First thing.
So you'll be there. You'll be there till 4.
I know.
You'll be there till 4.
Till 4 for sure.
Right.
Sure.
Prep in your mind already. When you go there, probably gonna be there till 4. You know what I mean? Because Moors have this thing of, go to court, just go in there and they're just going to dismiss and then I'm going to get out of here. You know? No, that ain't happening. You're going to be up in there all day. Yeah. They're going to have, you know what I mean? What do they call it? Break or whatever?
Lunch,
recess. Yeah. They're going to have recesses upon recesses upon recesses. All day recesses. Like, when is their court going on? Right. Everything is a recess. Every second, everybody comes up, there's going to be a recess after, right? And all of that is to drain you. All of that's to have you there, like, damn, when these guys are going to call my name or whatever. You know, they might even call you up till you sit down. Just because. What What letter is the last name?
W.
Yeah, so.
Sure. I already know.
You're there. They're not doing the names backwards on that day. They're starting from A, just because.
Yep.
Right? Any other stuff?
No, that pretty much rounds it up for me still.
You have questions, man. I know you do. Find it.
Anybody else have any questions? You could bring those up.
But what you can do, Cujo, is in regards to status, put down some status terms, because then you had asked in terms of impropria persona, sui juris. Let's find out what those mean, so you can get a clear indication of what they're about.
One of the most important that you don't want to use or apply to yourself, pro se.
Okay.
Right? So as soon as you hear them say pro se relative to you, object,
Right.
right? And then you never using this, pro se, right?
And then finish that word is prosecutor.
Right.
Prosecuted.
Remember the ex parte
Right.
or the ex relation
Right.
by somebody that's in proper person
Right.
or the attorney general. Right? So the individual who says whatever ex parte, right? They have to be either the attorney general or some other proper person,
Okay.
right? Which is why we say in propria persona, right? In one's own proper person, whatever that appellation is, ex relation, the name that they have in their system
For
that's
summons.
supposed to be you, right? Some juris, you got those ones up there too?
What's
Some juris on those ones?
Yeah. Want to get them out?
Yeah. So in propria persona, in one's own proper person, right? The only way that we can have the power to speak or object or whatever is in this,
Okay. Right.
right? There's no being the other name or representing it and speaking like a national. There's always going to be a challenge when, because remember you're speaking from the writs, but this should already be in your mind as far as when you go there.
For sure.
So, saying this, keep in mind that another way that you know that you got them is their reactions,
Right.
because they don't hide their reactions, right? They can't hide their reactions because they might have no facial expression, but if they're red, you know that you got them. They might not be able to articulate certain things, but when you see guy has the smoke coming out ears and stuff like that, you might want to pull back a little bit because he might be trying to railroad you because of the embarrassment. Because he's supposed to be the king guy out there. It's not supposed to be you. But then if you're saying that you have a judicial proclamation and you're a national, and there's no jury there, then now it's your court.
Want to read them out?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is pro se. For himself, in his own behalf, in person, appearing for oneself, as in the case of one who does not retain a lawyer and appears for himself in court.
Right? So, in person,
Now that's the
because they move people, like you're gonna hear, you're gonna hear, especially black power people, they'll say, I went to court as a pro se litigant and I beat my charges,
Litigant.
right? Because they were in person,
Okay.
which that's a corporation.
Right.
So that's not a win, because they have to abandon their improper persona status that they don't even have because they're classified as black or whatever, and then they think that them going here is how they got the remedy. But then also keep in mind that they're not even going from the perspective that that's not a court. They think they went to court. They think that that's a real court. They think that that guy that sat out there was a judge. They think that that lady is a prosecutor. They think that that individual is whatever like that, when they're just hired help, right? Again, when we had the right to travel case, they straight, the judge that was there was a Hindustani man, right? I don't know if they, clearly they were in a frenzy. Frenzy was going on that day in court, right? Because this individual came from the back, just a suit on.
Just a suit?
Just a suit. No robe, no sash, nothing. He had his turban on,
Okay.
right? And it was that was the same thing with the summons. Look, I'm not here to adjudicate anything or whatever. I'm just here to set the court date. Okay, when are you gonna do the court date for? March 25th. 26th now. How about after? No, we have to do it on March 25th. March 25th was my mom's birthday. So I know that they checked the stuff. Because you got 365 days that you can pick, and of all the days that you pick, you pick your mom's birthday. All right. Because, you know, they're going on their energies.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Next one.
In propria persona, in one's own proper person. It was formerly a rule in pleading that pleas to the jurisdiction of the court must be pled in propria persona. Because if pled by an attorney, they admit the jurisdiction. As an attorney is an officer of the court, and he is presumed to plead after having obtained leave which admits the jurisdiction.
And again, we really want to stress the point of accepting the fact that these people are colored. So the best thing is don't even get in these places, because you know the more that they lose, the more desperate they're gonna get. The more that they lose, the more desperate they're gonna get, and their desperation is survival. Their desperation isn't, you know, slap on the wrist and stuff like that. There's more, like we're saying, there's more right now that put in all their paperwork and all that stuff, still got kidnapped. Just because they know that time is up. They know that if we even let a whisper of this get out, that this guy sent some papers and then stuff got dismissed or whatever, or you know, guy got brought out of the cell 3 o'clock in the morning, let out the back of the court and stuff like that. They do that stuff to Moors. They do that. We have ample amount of evidence from individuals who's been in those situations, where they got woke up 3 in the morning after being in there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, or whatever like that.